What if the real spiritual struggle in your life isn't happening where anyone can see it, but in the quiet stretches when your voice goes silent? Not because your belief has faded, but because so many people underestimate what it means to speak truth out loud. We scroll for hours. We replay the same fears for days on end. We repeat discouraging thoughts without even noticing. I'm exhausted. I'm not enough. Nothing is changing. Maybe I've been forgotten. Eventually, those thoughts start to shape the air around us. Confidence thins out. Conviction goes quiet. That inner hunger for something deeper starts to fade, not because God has stepped away, but because other voices have simply gotten louder than His. This is exactly why something as small as a few minutes a day can start to reshape a life. A short passage, spoken, not just scanned, not rushed, not staged, not performed for anyone, just you, letting God's living word settle into your day. Some people keep waiting for one dramatic, unmistakable encounter, all while overlooking the quieter, daily presence of His voice. There's an old teaching that says, the words of instruction should never leave your mouth. You're meant to turn them over day and night. Notice it doesn't say to simply take them in silently. It says, your mouth matters. Because whatever fills your mouth eventually fills your mind, and whatever fills your mind eventually shapes the life you live. So many people have unintentionally trained themselves toward fear, simply because fear is what they keep saying out loud. Now imagine what shifts when, every day, you deliberately fill your surroundings with words of truth, not occasionally, not only in a crisis, but steadily, until your spirit begins to believe what heaven has already declared over you. Some will hear this and think it sounds too easy, but throughout the old stories, simple acts of obedience were often what produced the biggest results. There's the account of a commander who nearly missed his own healing because the instructions felt beneath him. Wash in the river 7 times? No ceremony, no spectacle, nothing to prove? Pride often resists plain obedience because we secretly want our spirituality to feel complicated. But don't underestimate small disciplines practiced consistently. A young shepherd who later became a king didn't grow strong the day he faced a giant. He grew strong during the unnoticed days out in the fields, the quiet, unseen, uncelebrated days. Many of us pray for inner strength while neglecting the small daily habits that actually build it. Strength accumulates. It isn't stumbled into by accident. One reason so many people feel spiritually depleted is that they take in more opinions than truth, more entertainment than substance, more anxiety than stillness, more noise than the quiet voice they're meant to be listening for, and then wonder why fear seems to shout louder than faith. There's a teaching that says conviction grows through hearing, not simply reading something once and moving on, but hearing it. There's something powerful about hearing truth spoken aloud, even while your emotions argue otherwise, even when circumstances look unchanged. Because that truth doesn't lose its weight just because your situation looks difficult. Another passage describes words going out and accomplishing exactly what they were sent to do, never returning empty. When you begin speaking truth daily, something starts shifting on the inside long before anything visible changes. Your thinking shifts, your reactions shift, your emotional patterns shift, your sensitivity to what matters shifts. Some people believe they need an entirely new life when what they actually need is a renewed way of thinking, and renewal never happens by accident. It comes from repeated exposure to what's true. There are people who can recite every hurtful thing ever said to them, but can't recall a single line of comfort when they need it most. And discouragement thrives in that kind of forgetfulness, because silence lets fear get louder. Consider the moment a prophet of God was tested alone in the wilderness. He didn't argue with the tempter on an emotional level. He answered every time with words already spoken before him. It is written, he said, again and again, not feelings, not opinions, the word itself. If even he responded to pressure that way, why would the rest of us expect to get through spiritual attack without ever speaking truth ourselves? Some battles aren't won through panic. They're won through what's true. So many people are worn down because their inner world is crowded with negativity, fear, self-contempt, shame, comparison, a sense that nothing will ever get better. But there's an old proverb that says, "Life and death live in the power of what we say." Your words are not a small thing spiritually. They shape the atmosphere around you. They shape how you think. They shape your confidence and what you expect from the days ahead. And when truth consistently comes out of your mouth, it starts correcting what fear tried to build inside you. Some of you have spent years speaking against yourselves. "I'll never change, I'm always struggling, I'm too far gone, I'm too tired, I'll never heal." But what if, for the next 3 months, you replace those words with something better, every single day? What if each morning you spent a few minutes declaring that you're capable of more than you feel, that you're being guided and lack nothing, that no harm aimed at you will succeed, that fear doesn't have to define you? Picture how your inner world might begin to change as your spirit slowly lines up with what's already been said over you. This matters. Speaking truth out loud isn't some kind of magic trick. It's alignment. You're agreeing with something greater than your fear. You're training your mind to stop bowing to anxiety. You're interrupting old patterns with something more solid. You're teaching your spirit to recognize the right voice faster than the voice of discouragement. And this matters more than ever now, because modern life constantly pulls people toward distraction. Attention spans are worn thin. Minds are tired. People reach for their phones before they reach for anything grounding, and slowly their inner world fills up with noise without them even noticing. But there's something quietly healing about sitting with just one line of truth, not rushing, not performing for anyone, just repeating it slowly until it settles beneath the surface. One old psalm describes a person whose delight is in reflecting on what's right, turning it over day and night. That kind of reflection was often spoken, murmured, repeated, returned to again and again until it took root in the heart. This is why a few minutes matters. Consistency outweighs intensity. Someone who speaks one line of truth daily, in faith, will often end up more steady than someone chasing emotional highs without any discipline behind them. Growth in this life tends to start small. Roots first, private transformation first, and many people overlook the quiet power of repetition, even though repetition is exactly how thinking gets rewired. Athletes repeat drills, musicians repeat scales, children learn language through repetition. Repetition builds identity, and repeated truth builds inner strength. Some of you are one steady habit away from a completely different inner life, not because circumstances suddenly became easy, but because your spirit got stronger. One of the most overlooked old stories describes a valley full of dry bones, dead, hopeless, impossible things, and the instruction given was simply, speak to them. Strange as that sounds, as the instruction was followed, breath returned, movement returned, strength returned. Creation itself is described as having begun with spoken words. Some of you have let darkness linger longer than it should because you stopped speaking life over your own days. You stopped declaring what's true. You stopped reminding yourself of what you already know. But something in your spirit is meant to wake back up, not through hype, not through performance, but through steady agreement with what's true, spoken daily, until it takes hold. And maybe the reason some of you feel under pressure lately isn't weakness, it's that your voice has been quiet for too long. You worry out loud but pray in silence. Read something uplifting occasionally, but rehearse fear daily. And without realizing it, your inner atmosphere gets shaped more by anxiety than by truth. But there's something powerful about hearing your own voice say what's actually true. Not your emotions, not your insecurity, not your old wounds. Just truth, spoken aloud until your ears start hearing hope again. And some of you badly need to hear hope again. Not motivation, hope. Motivation can vanish by morning. Hope keeps going through hard seasons. It survives disappointment, delay, uncertainty. Encouraging words are described as a source of hope. They steady people, they interrupt darkness. Yet so many are emotionally drowning while the very thing that could ground them sits unopened nearby. Not because they don't care, but because modern life has trained people to consume quick inspiration instead of sitting with something lasting. Inspiration fades fast under pressure. Something planted deeply stays. I think some of the biggest breakthroughs happen quietly, not at big gatherings or emotional public moments, but in ordinary mornings, ordinary rooms, ordinary commutes, ordinary routines. A few minutes, one line of truth, repeated daily, until something inside starts waking up. Because whatever opposes your peace is unsettled by people who become deeply rooted, not shallow, not emotionally erratic, but rooted people who know how to answer fear with truth, who know how to speak life through hard seasons, who stop letting their emotions steer everything. There's an old account of a king and his people facing an overwhelming army, the situation looking hopeless and fear spreading fast. Instead of giving in to panic, the king stood before everyone and began declaring what he already knew to be true, reminding them who they could rely on and what had already carried them through before. Sometimes battles are won first through remembering. Many people lose their peace simply because they've forgotten what they once knew, forgotten the faithfulness, the promises, the character, the many times they were carried through before. Speaking truth out loud restores that memory. It reminds the soul that the ground hasn't actually shifted, even when life feels uncertain. Here's something worth noticing. People tend to repeat whatever they believe most deeply. If someone is convinced they're worthless, it eventually shows in their words. If someone expects disaster, their speech reveals it too. What fills the heart eventually spills out through the mouth. Your words reveal your inner world, which is exactly why speaking truth daily matters so much. Over time, it reshapes that inner world. You stop reaching for hopelessness so naturally. You stop magnifying fear. You stop agreeing with darkness by default. And slowly, quietly, your thinking begins to change. Not because life got easier, but because your spirit found something to anchor to. Some think spiritual maturity means never feeling afraid. It doesn't. It looks more like this. You still feel fear, but you answer it with truth. You still feel discouraged, but you turn toward what's steady instead of despair. You still have hard days, but your emotions no longer run the whole show. That's maturity. One reason so many people stay emotionally unsteady is that they've trained their minds to rehearse problems instead of rehearsing truth. Worry is repetition. Fear is repetition. Overthinking is repetition. The mind repeats whatever it's constantly fed. But imagine retraining it with something better, every single day, beginning mornings by declaring that peace is guarding your heart and mind, ending nights with the quiet reminder that rest is given to those who are loved, slowly working through familiar words about being led beside still waters until anxiety loses its volume, repeating the simple reminder not to fear because you are not alone. That kind of thing heals, not instantly, but deeply. There are people who've spent years speaking harshly to themselves, calling themselves failures, weak, behind, damaged. But speak destruction over yourself long enough, and your spirit starts believing it. This is why words matter so much. Because a steadier, truer voice has to become louder than self-contempt. Some of you don't even realize how tired your soul has become from carrying that weight daily. But truth refreshes the soul the way nothing else quite does. It restores rather than drains. Someone can scroll for 3 hours and feel emptier afterward, while a few honest minutes spent with one grounding thought can restore real peace to a restless mind. That kind of truth carries real life, not just a passing lift. Maybe the most beautiful part of this practice is that it's available to absolutely everyone. No platform required, no polished theology, no eloquent speeches, no need to look impressive, just willingness. A few honest minutes, one line of truth, one open heart. Over time, those moments add up. One day you notice anxiety doesn't run you the way it used to. One day your reactions have shifted. One day your discernment feels sharper. One day peace arrives faster. One day temptation has lost some of its grip. One day your inner world feels quieter, because repeated truth changes people, slowly, quietly, powerfully. Maybe tonight is the moment to stop waiting for some dramatic reset and start building daily consistency instead. Because the biggest turning points often come through hidden, unremarkable obedience. That commander almost missed his healing because the instructions looked too plain. Simplicity often offends pride. We want dramatic formulas, but real change tends to come through repeated obedience, daily provision, daily reflection, daily surrender, daily truth. Your own breakthrough might be hidden inside a small habit you keep walking past. Now let me say a quiet prayer over you. God, I hold up everyone hearing this right now. You see the battles no one else sees, the exhaustion, the anxiety, the fear, the dryness, the discouragement, the quiet warfare running through their thoughts. Today, awaken a new hunger in them for what's true. Give them the discipline to seek that steadiness daily. Teach them to build hidden habits that strengthen their spirit over time. Help them stop agreeing with fear, shame, and hopelessness. Replace destructive thoughts with truth, anxiety with peace, confusion with clarity. Let what's true become louder than every lie they've believed about themselves. Heal minds that are tired and hearts that feel heavy. Restore whatever passion has worn thin. As they begin speaking truth daily, let peace settle into their homes, wisdom guide their decisions, and strength fill their spirit. Let healing begin quietly and deeply. Remind them that small acts of faithfulness are never wasted, and even when results aren't visible right away, help them stay consistent, because truth spoken in faith never comes back empty. Amen. Before we go, I want you to do something. In the comments, tell me the line of truth you're going to start speaking aloud every day after watching this. Maybe it's about being led and lacking nothing. Maybe it's about not being given a spirit of fear. Maybe it's about being strengthened for whatever's ahead. Whatever speaks to your current season, write it below and make that declaration public. Let this be the start of a new daily practice. And if any part of this is speaking to you, don't brush the moment aside. This could be the beginning of something rebuilt through consistency instead of chaos. Grab our free 90-day reset planner in the pinned comment to help you stay consistent, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, every day. And follow us on TikTok for daily encouragement and peaceful reminders throughout your week.